All right.
You're getting flushed.
As you continue.
Am I actually getting flushed? What's going on?
So they had found the secret door that was the wand of secrets that leads to a underground passageway, and you are able to transverse it. There was a 25 feet water, and then 10-foot ceiling where there was some air pockets. The party had traveled further down that area and figured out that there are 4 chambers. Each one has just large enough space for a tiny creature to fit in normally. A small creature could get through disadvantage and try to squeeze their way through. The water, and this seems to be water from this area, flows into the next area, and you're not certain what that area entirely is, if it's individual rooms, if it's a major room, or not. But the idea was maybe trying to get you to squeeze through one of them, see what you can find, and somehow squeeze against the water pressure back to the other side to get back to the party. I don't believe E is high enough level. I think it's 11 for his ring to bamf the whole party into. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I mean, we could do this, or we could just go back and do something sensible.
Go back to the big door. Go back to the arcane individual. Go back to the other water source and see if that side has any other luck. But you knew to know there's some creatures down there you have to fight.
I got my item that can produce liquids. I can make it produce oil and lube myself up.
I guess, do we have like rope? Well, I guess we wouldn't be able to pull him back, or would we? If we tied a rope on him and shoved him through, and then we have to pull him through the hole, lubed up.
Yeah.
Assuming that he's in a position where he can come back.
As long as he's in a position, I can certainly try. But whether or not he will be or not is the question, is a concern.
Yeah, I can also reduce once per day for free, or grow or reduce once per day for free, as well as like I do have spell slots, so I could cast it multiple times if really needed. Like I could try to lube myself through, and then if I'm having troubles get back, just make myself smaller.
Isn't the difficulty from coming back because he's going up running water?
Yes, that is a difficulty. He's going to be going up running water, so make yourself smaller would actually potentially make it harder.
I could do polymorph and turn myself into a salmon.
I can cast silence.
That's true. Yeah, you can polymorph yourself into a salmon so you can swim up the water and make your way back. Yeah. You're gonna go through normally, maybe greater visibility to be stealthy, and then when you want to go back up, turn yourself to a salmon so you can swim up the stream of the water flow and get yourself back to the other side. And really what you have.
Something like that.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to do the thing Red says?
Yeah, you could cast
we could do that
silence
too.
and bash the opening. Yeah, that's another option.
Well, he has to waste a polymorph spell slot.
Actually.
Let's do that.
Well, I also get polymorph once per day for free.
Oh.
Damn, Ecclesiastes doesn't pay taxes.
You're set the wrong level. You should be set to 10 now, E. For reference, you're set to 8.
Thank you.
Which actually, at 10th level, you do get Sanctuary Vessel. It's not a limited, it's 10th level.
But
so...
I am 1 level of Sorcerer.
That's right, that's what I'm missing. Okay, because it doesn't show on your thing, that's what it is. Are you going 2 Sorcerer, or are you going 9 Warlock, for clarification?
9 Warlock. I don't know if I told you this before, but my idea was I could twin my Warlock spells, but because my Warlock level keeps increasing, I would need to...
You do it the other
every
way.
time my Warlock level increases, I need to
the Coffee Luck's
increase my Sorcerer level.
To work the other way. Yeah, doing it Warlock is the opposite way of doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I wasn't going for the like Coffee Lock. I was going for like like twin polymorph. Mm-hmm. Because I get it once per day for free. Then I could twin it and then whatever. But yeah, I'd need to continuously level up my
You'd have to
sorcerer
go like
so
10 and
that
10.
I'd be able to, yeah, which is just not good.
So, with that in mind, so you actually don't have the ring yet. You have one more level away from the ring still, and then, as noted, you could
Yeah.
silence and just start trying to destroy the cobblestone crowbar, start bashing, etc. And see if that works. That is your option. That's probably less
We should do. That's probably the
less
best
risky.
plan we've got.
Yeah, if you're gonna go through this way, regardless of how you get in, if you're gonna push yourself through this way, that's probably your best option. If you don't want to double back to the other three other paths.
Oh, oh shit, I forgot to do this. I do have a fifth. I do have my spell slots are now 5th level.
Yes.
Don't forget to roll your HP, or take the average of HP if you're a
Be
pussy.
smart and don't roll a 2 like the others have.
I'm definitely a pussy.
Laura and I both rolled a 2. Because we never learn.
Warlock is D8, so that is
4.5 turns into 5 plus con.
yeah 5 plus 2, so that's 7.
Alright, so
All right, I
for the
cast
sake of brevity,
silence.
locking in silence and then destroying.
Queen, open this wall for me, I say, in silence.
Okay.
Doesn't understand. Doesn't do anything.
Points at wall, makes fist sound where he punches his fist into his palm, and then there's like a point down.
Alright.
It's just.
As this is gonna be interesting, let's turn this over to here.
Dangerous encounter.
Hmm.
As you manage to chisel your way through, taking down a large enough section to get to the other side. With the silence, you have enough time to do so. The head of on the opposite side, that is the fountain chute, tips, and as it falls, it hits some sort of magical like string as an alarm goes off, making a large ear-ringing sound produced exactly at your position. As this is now gone.
Does that ring out if silence is cast?
It will, because you have it casted on your side. And it would trigger there. Technically speaking, normally speaking, it doesn't make any audio sound. Actually, no. If it would, yeah, because it would fill throughout the space. Yeah, it does have a radius. Okay, that makes it worse, because you don't know it's triggered, because it makes 2 audio sounds from alarm, one to the individual's head and one in an open area, but it doesn't make the open area, so you don't know. Never mind. That makes it worse. You don't know. So you break your way in, and the head kind of falls into the water. That will still make a splashing sound, because that will hit the ground, which is, from your position, 40 feet down, so that's going to be outside of the radius, so a splashing sound is at least going to be heard from that area, but it's noted you don't actually hear the alarm. The alarm is going off. I accidentally revealed that then. And then you can now see with your extended vision this. A massively sized or large sized Medusa. And you also notice several arcane knights and some other individuals alongside them. These guys. And one individual sitting on a smaller throne above the large throne in the center pedestal. And it appears to be this sort of fox-like creature. Though its hands are not like a fox in terms of what you would imagine maybe a tabaxi kind of a shifter-like. It is demonic in nature with only 2 fingers and kind of extended, almost the hands are slightly backwards. And it is holding a
Very
staff.
my D&D game.
It is holding a staff and cloak, wearing a wizard's cowl as well. As you look outwards, seeing all of this with your extended vision, knowing exactly what you see before you, a massive throne room filled with water below it, and then raised platforms above with higher raised platforms. 2 large statues seeming to be holding swords as if half drawn. Their heads seem to have been destroyed and morphed into skeleton reptile-like heads. Against what they were probably previously designed to be as. Light fills the entire chamber from purplish flames, providing bright light in the entire area. And you find there is jumping, what appears to be columns, darted around that seem to be holding up the structure, and some of them have kind of collapsed, allowing you to jump on the platform between the water for some of them. But you will notice as you kind of face that creature, it seems to slowly turn its head as you hear from up top, the top up here, bring your vision up. It begins to speak. It appears we have intruders. Let's deal
So
with
do we
them,
like
shall we?
not hear that?
No, he vocally says that. You are definitely able to hear that. So with that in mind, both sides are alerted.
Well, in all honesty, might be better than going through the front door.
It could be.
Why is my shitty rolls today?
Also, as a red gesture, you to drop silence for reference.
I do that before. Yeah. That's not gonna cost me a turn, is it?
No, it doesn't require anything to drop the spell.
Ooh.
Oh, why those?
You rolled
rolled
those
that way?
public.
Yeah. Let me fix that. That's okay. It's always good to test it with the initiative rolls anyway to make sure that roll 20 actually saves your progress. Let's see.
See, did you say that these were platforms? These brown things?
Yes, yeah, they look like they were originally holding the structure up, and some of them are destroyed. Actually, I'm gonna give them a marker out here. If it's
Are they,
marked with a
on the
purple
level?
X, then they are columns that are not standing. If they are not marked, they're columns that are still standing. The columns are level with the water, allowing you to be able to climb up them and stand on a solid surface if you wanted to. But you wouldn't have to climb them, they're level there. And then, yes, I can import that on your sheet real quick
Thank you.
via evocation. Okay. Alright. And then once that's done, we'll reset turn order to top and we'll get into it.
Sorry, I did not roll yet.
No worries.
Oh, bad.
There you go, it's in optional features. Evo, Ghost, Gaze. Imported. Yep, okay, so you can use Ghost to gaze to see their objects, got it.
Okay, perfect. To the side. Alright, adjust the turn order here. Bring that over to the side. Alright. It will go to the creator Medusa. She is going to face in the direction of the party. Taking out a longbow. Seems to be golden in nature and kind of has this almost like golden dust fading off of it. As she turns, a greenish plume of smoke wraps around the arrow as she takes 3 shots. And who's in the front? Lycan's in the front. Lycan, coming at you.
Can I pick which of these I can deflect missiles?
Yes, you can.
Like just to see which one hits? or do I have to declare that before the roll?
As long as the attack hits you. You respond to it upon a hit. So if it misses, it does nothing.
Okay.
Speaking of which, 21 will just miss you. 20 will also close miss, but 23 will hit you. So that's the only one that is going to hit. So you can use your reaction.
Deflect.
hmm
What do I roll for this again?
That's your monk level. Plus a 1. These are monk die and monk level, and then monk level. Double check here. It'll be in features. Monk. There you go. Is 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level.
And what's the DC?
There is no DC. Did you just reduce the damage?
Did you level me up on monk by accident? Because I should be monk 6.
Oh, yep, might have accidentally. There you go. Yeah, so it should be plus your dex, that should be 9 plus 1d10. Okay, so that'd be 11
Yikes.
damage, which is just enough to reduce the piercing, but not the poison. That is 16 poison damage. Instead of taking 27.
Monk. Is monk immune to poison, or am I misthinking Proctor's kit? I might be misthinking of Proctor's kit.
Paladins
Damn.
can be are immune to diseases and things like that at high enough paladin level.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. I'm looking here. Yeah, never mind.
So
Yeah,
it's
at level 10, you're immune to poison.
Yeah, so with that in mind, that is 16 damage to you. That is the end of her turn. You do not get the feeling, as you were kind of looking at her previously, that you have any compulsion of turning to stone or anything like that. Just as a note at this distance. There might be some form of range to that ability. There is no sign of visible treasure scattered anywhere currently within the extended vision line of sight.
Fuck. So it's all for nothing.
But it is a place of arcane powers that could be behind a dimensional door or something of that nature, rather than on display.
Yeah.
Let's see. Arcane Knight's gonna go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. No, it's not gonna full dash. And then it's 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. And speaking of which, that's one hot chamber. Fireball. Coming into here. Y'all's area.
Can I see the fireball coming?
If you're currently positioned where I last left your token. If you were positioned otherwise, I could say you could be somewhere in the other few spaces there. But if you are where your character is currently, you would not be able to see him.
Okay, then I'm gonna probably say I wouldn't be able to.
Okay. Yes, there actually is. And being in water gives you half damage or resistance to fire damage. As a note. But he's gonna fireball regardless. That will be a dex save for every individual. Let me double check something as well.
Okay, yeah, no, I knew last session's rolls would come back to haunt me.
So underwater spell attacks roll as normal without disadvantage, but weapon attacks do get disadvantage when underwater. If you cast a spell underwater that requires verbal components, you can, but it means you stop holding your breath and would start suffocating if you're fully underwater. And then, let's see. Okay. And then there's some other questions there I have up there pulled up just in case. And where's the fireball? There it is. $26 down to 13 automatically. And that is a 14 to pass, which means higher than 14 or higher will be 6 damage. Lower than 14 will be 13 fire damage. It will end its turn there. Will also move. Should be well within 150 feet. Give me another dexterity saving throw. This time it is 24 down to 12.
I realized
So 6 or 12.
I rolled a check, not a save before, but I don't think it matters.
Your modifier is the same, I believe. So that's fine.
No, it's not.
Oh, actually not. So then you would reroll if it's not the same modifier.
Cool. My bad.
So just roll advantage because it'll be 2 different rolls then technically if you didn't already roll again. But as I said, 14 is the same DC for these guys, so that is 6 damage for everyone then, instead of 12.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I passed anyway. I don't know why I'm bringing that up.
All good. But yeah, so on the upside, you're burning their 3rd level spells and not taking as much damage, but they are throwing them nonetheless. The creature at the top makeshift throne is going to say, "Well, I do hope that you can entertain me. It's been so long since I've had a good blast," as the Eldritch blasts. Lycan, you are in the front line, so he is going to blast you. That is going to be 3 bolts.
Jesus. Is this Eldritch Blast?
It is Eldritch Blast, yeah. He said it's been a while since he had a blast, and he's Eldritch Blasting. But you will notice when he Eldritch blasts that instead of his hand, which you have seen on every other creature that using the other blocked magic, you see that it's on the staff that has the same symbol, but instead of like half the symbol on the hand, it's a full symbol around the staff when he casts his Eldritch Blast. For frame of reference.
Maybe we kill that guy first and get the staff. So Red can cast his full hit.
That
His
is
full spells.
22 on 2 to hit and 23 on the other, which is all connecting. You do feel as if it can move you, but it feels like you don't get pushed back, so it keeps you there. Otherwise, you would just run into red. But that is going to be 29, 41 force damage.
And Lycan's down.
And and he will then reply with, "Oh, maybe not." As he will look, reaching his hand towards the Medusa, and say, "Deal with them." And he will use a recharge feature to force the Medusa to use a reaction to shoot a longbow targeting red, and he's the next target within range standing. Longbow. 14 will not connect against you, red. Lycan. You are set to whisper. Death save. Okay, mark it as so. And remember that +1 doesn't actually play in. Oh no, that's for your cloak. That does play in. Never mind. That was the proctor. That was the issue. That's not Lycan. E, it is your go. The
Alright.
fireballs kind of blasted you with a little flashbang there, and you do hear Lycan splash. Or at least one of your allies splash. Back into the water.
Okay. I'm going to... I just gotta double check something. Let's see. Oh no, Lycan went before me. Wait, am I going before Lycan or is Lycan going before me? Because we have the same
I went before you.
initiative.
Lycan went before you.
Oh,
You guys,
shit.
you could go either way. Normally speaking. Next round I'll allow you to switch because you already played it. You already rolled his death save, but next time you could swap it. If you wanted to.
Okay. I'm gonna move up. That was 5. Do I need to, like, to move past these guys? Is it 10 feet each?
It
Or,
would
like, could I
be,
squeeze
but
along the side?
You have 10 feet of gap between the water that you're flying in theory. I imagine that you were flying at the ceiling to begin with, so you could just fly over them.
Okay. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at first level on Lycan.
Okay, that is an evocation.
Oh, it's evocation. Oh, never mind then. God
is
damn
a-
it!
is-
Why
it
is it evocation?
Because restoration and damage is through healing.
Okay.
But you could still attempt to cast it. It is a leveled spell, so you could roll for it, but it is first level. Technically speaking, is that one of the ones that get auto upcasted by you, or is that a normal cast?
No, it's from the sorcery, so it's
Okay, so
I'm
just
using my
first level.
sorcery spells for it.
Gotcha. So yeah,
Yeah,
that is a first level cast, so it's a hard pass, but you could attempt it nonetheless. Otherwise, you do risk burning your action at the very least.
No, because like the red has the magic pot, so he can do that guaranteed and not have to
Take a risk.
risk. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta double check some stuff. Oh shit. Okay. Think I know what to do. Let's do this. Is 30-foot cube. Okay. I'm going to hit right here in the middle with a hypnotic pattern. It's a 30-foot cube, so I should be able to hit these 3. And I am out of range of counterspell.
Okay. Let's see, wisdom. Okay. You will notice that the Arcane Knights are not affected, but the Arcane Guard is affected, incapacitated.
Okay. Just one. Oh, these
Just
guys
one.
aren't affected?
They succeeded.
Shit. Okay. And then I guess I'm going to quicken I should have done this before. Oh, I'm so stupid.
They
I'm gonna quicken a
are.
mine.
Closest one to you is 70 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even in range for Mind Sliver actually. I can't get in range.
Just 10 feet out of range of barbs.
Yeah. I'm just going to stop flying and dive into the water in case
Okay.
another fireball comes.
Sure.
And then that will be my turn.
Okay. So bring you back here. Oh, for some reason you got stuck visibly through the wall there. Oh. Dang the beyond the nothingness there on accident. Good old dynamic lighting. Alright, that ends your turn. Let's see. Guard will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20. And then across is 115. The guard there is going to step 25 and then use Elemental Bolt as a spell-like ability. He raises his hand and it shoots out, this time, acid damage, targeting red. He makes only one attack. That is 24 to hit though. Absorb elements, heard. Damage is min damage, 5 acid down to 2. And then you have resistance for acid damage. Kalor, it is your go.
Cool. Shite.
Correct, yeah, 1d6 on your next melee. Or
There
just
we go.
attack, right? Yeah, melee. As you're on the corner, you see E has dived into the water. Lycan is teetering between the water, pushing him off into the next room. Reggie's kind of like in between.
Okay.
There's a 40-foot drop as an auto.
40-foot drop as well. Fuck. Ugh. So if I were to cast Fireball with the Fireball one, that would be completely fine, right? That's what.
You're out of counter spell range, and they're not in water, so they'll take full damage.
Okay. It's just the problem of should I shoot up here or shoot?
Yeah.
Should
Do
I
you
shoot
do you
down
try to hit? Do you try to
here?
hit the big guy? Do you try to hit the second, the big lady and some of the knights? Or
Yeah. This guy down here is stunned.
yes, you don't want to hit. You don't want to hit the bottom one that's incapacitated, or that marked guy.
Yeah. Will I be able to like aim it like here so it doesn't explode?
Oh yeah, because it's only 20-foot radius. You'd be able
Yeah.
to drop it there without hitting him and still hit the others. Let me grab the fireball for you.
And yeah. I love seeing the fireball.
Yeah, you just be out of range. You might be able to. Yeah, no, you could get all of them right here, except for the big guy up top. You could get every single one of them
Uh.
that's not incapacitated with the fireball there. If you wanted to do the
Yeah,
most AoE damage. If that's what you're going
Yeah,
for.
I'll do most AoE damage.
Okay. Let's see. Broadcast.
Oh, and I'll roll fireball as well.
Oh, no, you can't do that anyway.
Jeez, 2 1s?
Tough.
Two 1s, 2 2s.
30. Okay, that is Greater Medusa success, guard success. Both of the knights fail, surprisingly. So guard takes 11. Both knights take 23. Medusa takes 11. Alright, damage has been applied.
So 40 feet will take full damage, right?
Yeah, 40 feet would be 40 fall damage. I would say if you're taking it alongside the water, you'd be half damage from the fall because the water is guiding you. But if you were to fall like unconsciously, or if you were to jump out past the water and then land, I'd still say halfway. I'd still say half as long as you're in control.
Oh, wait, no,
Because you'd be
I was gonna do a full play, but no, it needs to be falling.
Yeah, it
creatures,
doesn't have to be actually considered falling for damage.
pushing Lycan off and then
Oh
doing
yeah, just
featherfall.
kicking Lycan and feather falling him. Yeah.
Okay. Me will
You
go down again.
You get him to feather fall, but you don't stop him from drowning when he sinks to the pool, the bottom of the pool there.
He'll survive. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then
I'll roll a 20.
You'll roll a 20.
And then I'll get bombarded with Eldritch Blast as I come out the water.
And then Queen will cannonball.
Okay.
If Queen can even get out of that square. There we go.
Okay. Queen cannonballs. And is floating for now at the bottom, but due to the amount of Queen being heavy metal, might start sinking. We'll have to see. But for now, floating.
And then dodging.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn there.
Alright, this guard is sleeping. Red, reactions back. It's your go. Okay. You could certainly attempt one, yes. Okay. A 1d100 roll. Your action is refunded. The spell does not activate. Your spell's refunded, your action is expended, for clarification. Action surge, heard. Sadly, the same result. Yeah, the dice definitely betrayed you there. Didn't even give you a chance. Blade Song, heard. Apply it on token now. AC up to 22. Any movement? Diving into water, heard. You would swim at difficult terrain, is how that would function. Yep. Heard. And then just for reference of elevation, let me put a little marker here. So this is down and this is up. 5 feet from base. 0. 5 feet, 5 feet. You're gonna stay underwater, herd. That cover is destroyed, but I can still provide some cover. And then this is 18. It's up to 30. So there's some markers there for visual sake, for how high elevated they are from base. So as noted, the water is 40 feet below. Then the rest is added onto that 40 feet from that distance, just for frame of reference. So if you see 30, it's 40 plus 30. It's a note. Top of the turn order, Medusa regains reaction. She will see the half-floating queen standing up from her throne completely and moving over. 1, 2, 3, 4. She will move to here and lean her bow down to start shooting at disadvantage, targeting queen. Kind of coiling her tail around the throne and then kind of using the back half, the kind of backside of it to sit down. It's half spider, half spider. My brain's not completely here there, I apologize. Half snake. So it's kind of like sitting on the backside of the elongated tail. Sadly, no legs. 11 misses, 10 misses, and 15 just hits. But I believe that a good knowledge, it is immune to poison because it's a metal construct, so it only takes 9 piercing damage instead of 26 damage. That'll end her turn.
Nice.
Knight will go. He will. Let's see. C and E in the water, still alive. And go for a ranged elemental bolt. He's gonna do acid damage, targeting 2 at E.
Okay.
As a 21 and a 15 to hit, and brought you back up there. There you go.
Well, both of those would hit, so I
That
guess I
is-
will.
Mhm.
I'll probably absorb elements that.
Okay, so 9 down to 4, and then 7 down to 3 for a total of 7 damage. Due to that persistent acid resistance.
And then probably 2 Constitution saving throws.
That is correct, DC 10 for both.
Okay, good. Good.
Thanks. And then it's going to move to here and then do mirror image on itself. As it moves into position, ending its turn. As noted, with those 2 successful saves, you maintain in my pattern. The Fang will go. What shall it do? Checks if it recharges first. It does recharge its ability. Not gonna use that. It will. He's gonna throw a Delirium Blast. Targeting you, Red. It is an AoE for reference. He's just dropping similar to a fireball, 20-foot radius. He might be able to actually hit Queen in the process. Let me double check. At the very least, he is going to go for you with it. Yes, he was capable of seeing that you dropped down and swam over to that area, and he's dropping it in the radius so that way it goes around. Because you're not invisible, correct? So, 25 radius. Yeah. So that will affect Queen and you, Red. As he drops something like a fireball, but is a Delirium Blast instead. That is an Intelligence saving throw. Okay, you're gonna take half damage this effect. And you are not going to be incapacitated. And then I need Queen to do the same thing. That is 41 psychic damage down to 20 psychic damage. And that is a definite failure for the int save. That is 41, which is lethal for Queen. That is end of turn. Lycan, roll me another one. Actually, do you want to take priority here first before Lycan rolls? Or do you want to have Lycan take his turn? No.
I would like to have priority if possible.
Sure. Reactions back, here you go.
I'm gonna come over and I'm going to quicken. Actually, even if I quicken it, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna try for 2 tries, I guess. I'm gonna attempt to quicken a cure wounds on him.
Okay.
see if it fails or not.
1d100.
Please, God, don't ask for much. No.
That is not high enough.
Did that use the spell slot or no?
No, it refunds refunds the spell slot, but it burns the action. So it does
Okay.
consume your bonus action because you
Then-
booked it and your sorcery points, but you get the slot back.
Yeah. Then I'm going to try to do a regular. I'm going to try it again.
Okay.
Gotta get him up. Probably not good enough.
That will not succeed. Oh, that
Okay.
would actually that would not have got refunded to you because you did technically cast a leveled spell already as your bonus action, so you would only be able to cast a cantrip to begin with. So you wouldn't have been able to. It still counts as you attempting to cast a leveled spell that turn, for reference.
Ah.
So instead, you could do a cantrip, or you could do
Okay.
a medicine check.
Yeah, I'll do a medicine check as my action then.
Okay.
Okay. Medicine. My wisdom. No. Oh my God, no. Hold
Eclesis
on.
kills me.
He just pushes you further in the
Wait a
water.
second.
He's like, get over, fall the 40 feet. Do it. You-
I bring out a dagger. I'm like, I gotta do a tracheotomy. Oh my God. Do I have anything for this? What's my thing? My divine soul. 2d4. I could try, but that.
Lycan does have inspiration, which he could use on his death fails, or he could use on this medicine. Technically speaking, yeah. Yeah, it would work for death saves. NAD 20 rolls.
I'll give that to Eclesis medicine then, the inspiration.
Okay.
What is the lucky is just a re-roll as well, right?
Right. Inspiration is
Oh.
just a reroll.
I
So if I
will
use the
use
lucky-
my.
I
I'll
can't
use
use
my
lucky
divine
for him.
soul.
No, you couldn't. It's your rolls.
I'll use my divine soul to add 2d4.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll 2d4. Okay, I was worried about the double ones there for a second. That is enough to stabilize
I
him.
know. I was like, there's.
But until let's see, let me double check something. Survive. Okay, he is not drowning yet, but because his body is leaning over the side and water is flowing in, trying to get out, he is at risk of drowning currently. But he is stable for now. That water, if it does start drowning him, will unstabilize him.
Okay.
But for now, he is stable enough for another ally to be able to try to carry him back out. But that is action, bonus action. Are you using any movement?
I'll just move back around the corner a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm out of view. And then I'll try to heal him again next turn, I guess.
Alright. Lycan,
And that's
you do
it for
not need to
me.
roll this turn because you are stable.
Did that eat my inspiration, his roll there, or did he
Yes,
do
'cause-
his own thing?
No, he used your reroll, and then he added his ability
Okay.
to increase himself from that 7 to a passing score.
Can I use a lucky point to get myself back up at all? To wake up?
I
Or is that not how it works?
believe lucky the feat requires you to be conscious when you choose to do that roll, but I could double check for you.
Damn.
Let's see. No, technically speaking, whenever you make an ability check or saving throw. Oh, you closed it. Let me grab it. 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't have to be conscious. So, yeah, I guess you could use lucky on death saves.
But I'm not currently dying, so it's fine.
You're not currently dying, so you don't actually break a death save right now anyway. Yep, but if you do become unstable from drowning, you could use it to try to get a 20. But Arcane Guard will move here. It's gonna hold its action. Because right now every creature is not within line of sight. Color, it is your go.
Funny idea. I shoot Ecclesis and then I can, what should we call it?
Arcane Jolt.
Yeah, Arcane Jolt.
Lycan. I mean, in theory, you shoot Lycan, and then if you're no, you can't. Well, I mean, can you Arcane Jolt your ally that you just shot in the knee to unstabilize him, then heal him with the jolt, or does it have to be another creature that you give jolt to?
Choose one creature or object you can see within 30 feet. So, I mean,
Within 30 feet of the shot, or within 30 feet of yourself?
of the
target.
creature.
Oh, the target.
The target, yeah.
So yeah, you could shoot Lycan, and that would unstabilize him, and then you Arcane Jolt him to heal him, which gains him consciousness. It doesn't matter if he was unstable. You just have to hit his unconscious body.
Gonna fucking crit his ass.
But it is a weapon attack, so that a weapon attack shooting in the water would be a disadvantage. But his I would say his AC is only like a 10 because he's unconscious, so he's not really. Because he's also an ally shooting at him. I'll make it easier, but it would still be a disadvantage shot, so it could miss if you go for that route.
I have 2 shots. Okay. Yeah. Revolver. Lycan.
Response as you round the corner to use revolver, held arcane elemental bolt from the arcane guard will come at you with lightning. Normal attack misses. Just as a note, it goes right over your head, and then your revolver hits Lycan. Lycan takes damage, but doesn't matter. He becomes unstable, and then you roll arcane jolt to heal him.
2d6.
You shot me, but you lived.
There we
Okay.
go. 8 healing. Better be fucking thankful.
Conscious again,
As
I
long
think.
as hopefully they don't kill me before my turn.
Want me to shoot you again? No.
Don't make me do it again. Second shot?
It'll be a disadvantage for anyone else. Even if I stand like near the edge as well, right?
Because there is a 10-foot gap, so it's only because Lycan's underwater, you're putting the gun underwater and shooting the bullet underwater. If you are the kind of like swimming on top of the water and kind of like floating, you could shoot the other creatures at normal. It's only when the attack goes through the water that it's disadvantage.
Okay. Me will actually cat's agility, gain 15 extra feet, and then I'll shoot. Yeah, it is. What the hell was a revolver shot? The distance for revolver.
4120 or something like that.
Yeah, 4120, so it'll be disadvantage anyways. So if it would be a disadvantage from there,
To begin with, yeah.
I wouldn't catch agility then. I'll just, shoot.
Okay.
Wasn't it even? Can you quickly remove sight from Queen?
Yeah. Queen in the water you go.
Okay. So, do you remember? Is that more than half? I'm trying to figure out if that's more than half cover cover that token.
I can double check for you. Which one are you trying to target?
Big boy up here.
Half cover, yes. Not 3/4, but half cover.
Half cover.
So plus 2 to AC.
Yeah, fuck it.
Wait, actually, let me double check something. You're at 40, so that's level plus 60 from that base is 20. Should still be in range. No, that is actually
It's a 13.
That's 140 feet from you.
Oh, that. Oh.
Because the
Okay,
elevation.
never mind.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just go back up here and say I just missed a shot on this dude here,
Okay, heard.
and then I'll go back down.
Yeah, because these guys are, are straight across from you because they're level with your platform, but up there is not.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll end my turn.
heard. Guys still on sleep break, thanks to E.
Quick question.
Yep.
Is hang on, let me just. Sorry. Hang on, I could be an idiot.
You good?
This isn't accurate, right? This line here. That's not. It's
you would add 20 to that. Be 125.
So was he over here when he shot me?
No, he just has a higher reach than the normal Ultra Blast.
Ah, okay. Never mind. Carry on.
Nope, worth checking though, for sure. But with that, yes, you can begin to climb up the structures. Now note, it's not directly from the water immediately onto the platform, because these platforms are raised up from the water, so you could start climbing onto the columns and then climb yourself up to the platform. So for reference, that is 30 feet from base elevation. No, there is not a easy ladder or something of that nature to get back into the water. Not on this side. It is to the south that allows the individuals to get back up if they fall into the water. Second wind, heard. Yep, 8 because of 2 from fighter level. Okay. Let's see. The transportation that goes through. So 60 feet of flight. And 40 feet would get you level with the platform here. This is technically 70 to get to this platform. You should get 10 from Blade Song, because it should be at a default to your movement speed. So 70 would get you right here if you went straight up from this range. If you go 70 up with Blade Song, then you would be level with this platform. Bracers should add 10, so you're at 80. So 80 before dash, yeah. But remember, you do, yeah, so yeah, you could fly underneath and then fly up the next turn. You could do that as well. Okay, we're gonna go that way and then go deeper underwater, sure. So you're going full 80, or you're going like 70 and then 10 feet down into the water and trying to get lower in the water? Oh no, because fly wouldn't light it. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So you're gonna go 70 instead. Get your 10 feet underneath to kind of murky yourself, and then you would fly 80 up, which would actually put you 70 up next turn. The water, it is. There would be another 40 feet to the bottom. So it's more like a mini lake. You can easily get down 10 and you wouldn't touch the bottom. Gonna go 50, 30 down? Okay, heard. And then with that, I'll mark on your token for 3, marking your 30 feet down. And then top of the turn order. Let's see, Medusa has half cover line of sight on you, Kalor, from your position. She will use her longbow to go for the shot. That is 3 with a +2 to your armor class, bringing you up to a 17. That is a 22, a 17 just connecting, and a natural 20 from the Medusa.
Can I do reactions?
Yes, you're conscious.
Can I deflect missiles at if it's going over me?
Normally speaking, it does have to target you, but for rule of cool, I'll allow it.
How many did you say hit him?
3 are, 2 normal, and 1 is a crit. Now keep in mind, depending on how high you roll, you might not reduce it well enough. You might catch it, but it might put you unconscious. So do keep that in mind. Would you like to commit to it?
And if I commit to it, can I use one of my luckies on the roll itself, or do I have to lucky
No,
roll?
because the damage you're rolling for the reduction is for a 1d20 roll. Your deflect missiles is a 1d10 roll. You would only can use lucky on d20 rolls. And I would say normally you can use your lucky to like affect the enemy's attack if it normally hit you, because I'm allowing you to rule of cool this, so that feature won't apply in this case. If you're grabbing it, you're grabbing it in that regard.
Sorry, Kalor, I think this will take me out with the
It's all
poison
good.
damage, even if I wasn't able to nullify it. So sorry, I'm not doing that. Never mind.
It's all
Okay.
good.
With that, then,
I will
any
shield.
response?
Hang on.
Shield?
Shield.
Shield puts you at
Oh.
22, which will only stop 1, but at least it stops 1.
It stops 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Crit's nasty. That is going to be 1 stopped, 24 damage for the first. And let's see. Crit's gonna put you unconscious.
Fuck.
That's 29, 33, 41 on crit. You might have overstepped. The Arcane Knight's gonna go. I'm gonna say Lycan, you're just in the water kind of dangling there. They don't notice you yet. You didn't catch it, you didn't bring any attention to yourself. So it's just gonna go to reposition instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ends its turn on a dash. Let's see, he doesn't see anyone currently. He's gonna take the dodge action. did recharge his command. But there's no reason to command the Medusa, so that's gonna end his turn. E, it is your go. You're not sure about liking currently, but you just saw Kalor kind of get side shot in the shoulder a few times and get taken down.
Well, shit.
Back to being Dr. E.
I'm gonna try to quicken cure wounds on him.
Okay.
Do you want 100? Please don't fail me now. No.
Nope, not high enough.
All right. Medicine check.
Okay.
Are you fucking serious?
That will not be enough. The water
Oh
keeps
my God.
pushing and moving things through, and your hands are not able to get through. Due to your smaller stature, you're not going to really be able to carry Kalor's body either, so he is at risk. Just like Lycan was for the drowning until this water is completely dispersed. It hasn't just yet. With that, that is action and bonus action.
All right. That's gonna pretty much be it for me.
Alright. Lycan, as the water is flowing through, you manage to regain your consciousness. You feel a jolt of energy flow through your body. You look around, Queen is sinking to the bottom. Red is nowhere to be seen. You can look back and see Kalor floating somewhat face down as E's trying to shake him.
Okay.
Bad situation. What do you do in
Twilight
situation?
Sanctuary. Can that take Kalor out of the death saves, or
Temp
is that
HP
not
cannot
how the
bring you
temp
back to
works?
1 HP, no. You have to have at least 1 HP to be conscious. You can still receive technically the temp HP, but the temp HP will not bring him to consciousness. So in theory you could at least give it to him, but you would not get him unconscious. He would still be making death saves. He has to have 1 actual HP to become stabilized and not making death saves and be able to act.
And is it an action to move his floating body?
No, if you grab onto him, I would say, since it's an ally, it's unconscious, you could interact with him as a quote-unquote object, but it does reduce your movement speed to half, which, when you already factor in without a swim speed, then that would slow you down to 10 feet, basically. You could grab him and move 10 feet further into cover, though.
Okay, hang on, let me just check a few things.
Go ahead,
That's
take your time.
evocation, rip. That's evocation, rip. Okay, sorry, Red. I'm moving away. I'm gonna move Kalor's body down the hall.
Okay.
Like push him down.
Yep.
So I can also get out of sight from this hallway.
Sounds good.
Just push him.
You do get the feeling that
Like-
at this distance, as you kind of go into cover, that they're not in any position to really pursue you, either.
Yeah, because this is up, right? This is 40 feet up
Yeah, so it's,
from the water.
technically speaking, it's level with the 0 distance on the map from this drop, but for teleports and things like that, it's severely limited. Because if they're at a certain angle as well, it reduces their teleports, and misty steps or things like that are not going to get them across.
Alright, so can you just move Kalor down? So
Yep.
I can move myself down as well?
Will do, one moment.
Just as far out, just so he's out of the line of sight from
Yep.
the corner.
Yep.
And then I'll push him down a little further.
Yep, there you go. That'll get you into
And I'll
safety.
use my healing bandages on him as an action.
Heard.
Is it 2d6?
2d6.
If the person
But I
actually
believe
it's just 12
max,
because
yeah,
he
it's
max
max
heals.
is 0.
Yep. 12 hit points to Kalor.
Okay.
And I don't have any bonus actions that I can use, I don't think. Hang on, let me... Spells. That's an action. That takes too long, and that's evocation. That's not enough distance, doesn't matter. Well, actually, nah. I was gonna use Sanctuary on someone, but I don't know if it's gonna matter that much.
You could, at the very least, have another layer of protection if possible.
Can I do it on myself?
Yeah.
So
Apply
this
Sanctuary.
deals damage.
If this goes through this one. Let's see, Sanctuary. Yeah, Abjuration. There you go.
Only because it's a bonus action. I don't really have any other things to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save the spell slots.
Oh, okay, sure. I'll mark it then. And then end of turn then.
Yep.
Alright, Knight's going to. Or not Knight, Guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is gonna move here and hold his reaction. As he's looking around. Kalor, you're conscious. But as you see, Lycan's bandages wrap around you as you're the water is kind of flowing in. It's searing. I'll actually note for the both of you, you're quite in some searing pain, not necessarily receiving additional damage, but those are open wounds in still water. It's not feeling
We're
pleasant.
definitely rolling for E. coli.
We're getting STIs.
Yeah.
We're going to need a few days.
What's
of rest.
realistically the best way?
Honestly, I don't think we can try and help Red, but I don't think there's anything we can do. Unless you've got like Vortex Warp.
no, not Artificer.
I don't know. I'm tapped. Like, I've got such little health. I was gonna Twilight, and that's gonna take a whole nother round. Oh, and that.
Vortex Warp is a risk cast spell, not an open spell at the moment.
That's evocation.
Oh, if I can't end my turn in Ecclesias's square, then I might push Kalor down just another square
I would
so
say
I can go down.
Ecclesias is hovering 5 feet above. I imagine. No,
Okay, cool.
Stay in the water, yeah. Or he might be swimming 5 feet underneath of you because he might be in the water to avoid fireballs.
Oh, sorry, ignore that.
All good.
Just
Whenever you're ready.
I mean, I could possibly blur just to add a couple more attacks, but like, yeah, no, I think it's practically best just take out losses yet again. But Kalor in character probably wouldn't want to leave Fred behind. It's just,
Yeah. Stepped in the bad way. Accidentally stepped on a landmine situation. Tactical retreat may be necessary.
It's just so much range.
Yep.
I mean, you got range, but like,
I have range, but not that much range.
Very limited movement. You're in a really bad position to kind of gain distance or gain cover against them properly. At the angle that you approached.
I should have probably actually started with fucking haste on Red or something like that. Shit.
Yeah, pre knockdown of the wall, throw haste on him, and if he had fly on him before, then the haste would have got him to 160. Yeah, could have comboed to enter
Just
a little
trying to
better.
see what Red's typing up before making an actual choice.
Fair enough.
if you can do something, maybe soften the fox guy.
I can't. my gun's too far unless like I go all the way forward. Best thing I could do is just like blur myself and just like peek around the corner, pray I don't get hit. I've used my fireball.
Because Kalor doesn't know
Do you
how
get up from
many
prone in
enemies
the water?
might be holding their action. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that issue. In the water as much. Now, Kalor also doesn't know how many creatures are holding their reactions right now to hit anything that comes through, because he's already seen that happen. That is another risk. He steps out there, he might even get hit before he's able to complete whatever he was trying to accomplish. It's another concern.
And what's good using the Bless Orb is gonna do us, which I should have done. It's something I haven't used.
Want to
Why
help
else
with
do I
death
forgot about
saves
it?
if any of us drop again.
Bless Orb would have been good to initiate on the party, because it's not a concentration.
I just thought, we wouldn't go straight into combat.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
you didn't know you were going straight into the boss room immediately. Either you didn't know if it was going to be smaller rooms to a bigger area afterwards as well.
Am I theoretically, if I just like peek through here, am I theoretically able to just like bait out their reactions while being
3/4
half cover or something like that? Or
3/4 cover would be the
In 3/4
the
cover?
highest you could bait. Yeah. You could try to do it that way. It gives you +5 to your armor class, but they would still get a normal shot against you.
unless I blur myself.
Unless you blur yourself, yeah. If
But,
you blur, it'd be disadvantage +5 to your AC.
It's just, yeah, I want to hear reds. God. Oh yeah, what do you two think as well, Ecclesias? I
don't
think
know, man. Because like we've been just getting like chain knocked down. I can't get anybody back up.
I can
Because like all our
for
spells are
a bit,
blocked.
but it takes up my turn to like heal you. Like I was gonna Twilight, but I can't heal you with the Twilight because that heals everybody.
I could greater invisibility and like fly in and like hopefully get a banish if that's possible, but
1, 2.
If you can bait the reactions out of the mage guys, then Quinn could do that without triggering the counter spells.
Well, here's the thing.
well, the thing is I can
all-
just if I counterspell, it's at 5th level, so they need to roll for it in the first place, and then instead of chaining counterspells, we could
And we hope the other two knights, or the other knight that's not hypnotic patterned. Oh, you'd have to drop that, and then you'd be fighting another guy.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if I do bait out their reactions, by the time it's Ecclesias' turn, it's... Ah, shit. Yeah,
And
no,
you
that's...
might go down. That costs my turn to get you back up,
Yeah.
which I
You wanna
can
get-
do.
Does one of you two want to get hasted?
I can't do anything with it, to be honest.
Hasting me doesn't really do too much.
All my spells are either locked behind the band hammer, or I'm just too far away.
Okay. Honestly, though, you don't have to get me up ASAP. If I get knocked down, just like wait a turn, do your stuff, and then.
But if you get knocked down, you don't get the temp HP.
Right.
Wait
Well, it,
until I heal you
It
the
won't give you
following turn.
it will give him the temp, but it won't give him consciousness. Is the thing. He'll still get the temp.
Yeah.
It just won't bring him to consciousness.
Yeah, and unless I'm really unlucky with my rolls, which I'm hoping Karma fucking gets me there. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna blur,
Okay.
and I am gonna bait out the attacks.
Alrighty. Blur marked.
So just
Concentration marked. One held reaction was the only one saved. Will go off. Disadvantage. 9 will not connect against your 22 or 20 with your +5 from 3/4 cover. Its reaction is burned. No other
also
creatures
quick
with held
question:
reactions.
with the shield from the other one, would it
Hmm?
did it go off when I went unconscious, or was that when I went unconscious? I shielded, right? That
Yeah.
blocked one, but like, did it still go through, or
You had two
Did,
attacks.
like-
It had 2 attacks that went through. One attack that was stopped by shield because
Okay.
it brought you up to exactly hitting against you. Because you're at 17
Okay.
plus the shield of 5 was 22. It was 22, 17, and a crit. It was a 22 that hit, and then the critical was what put you unconscious.
Okay, and then I'll go back down again, just past here, and have fun, Red.
Arcane Guard is taking sleep break. Red is 30 feet underwater. Potion of invisibility. Heard. Okay, so repositioning first. So that's gonna cost you 15, 20. And then that's 16 from the base platform, so that is 100 just as a reference to the top of that pillar, because you're at the bottom where the water is. As a note, if you want to go straight up to the Fang's level. Bonus action, greater health potion, heard. Okay, so you're not going across here, you're just 30 feet, so we got 0 here. Greater health potion is 4d4 plus 4. So 17. Okay, and then try to be stealthy, position myself on the right flank. Okay. So you're kind of like going underneath the high platform and then trying to like almost like fly, like scaling the wall underneath of it, and then at the last second coming up top of the platform. Right, yeah, you're trying to basically like sneak around here, come up against the wall underneath of the platform that he is on top of, and then flying alongside the wall to try to like ambush him. Yeah, okay. So you're at 30 feet up to be level. So out of your 80, you could reposition 40 here. That would put you at 70, and then 10 feet out of 100 up would put you at 80 feet of movement, 10 in the air, and then 90 feet to go till you're on top of the platform. Yep. So, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not broadcasting that. There we go. So that could be 40. That'd put you just on the right side of Fang. Plus the 30 that you flew back up from the water would be 40 plus 30 is 70. And then 10 feet straight up in the air would be the last of your 80. And then you have 90 feet to go. Yes, I will say... Yeah, I would say stealth with advantage. Because you're still going in and coming out of the water. So it'd be more just for the water sound. To avoid making a large kind of a splash as you fly out from the water. To avoid them looking over there at all. The advantage stealth roll. Okay. Do you have anything to bolster that? Elven advantage only works on attack rolls. So that doesn't necessarily reveal your position per se, because you are able to get 10 feet up in that process, but they do hear that splash and are at least alerted that in your general vicinity there is a splash there. Unless you're able to bolster that at all. Yeah, the noise was at the water, not your current position, correct, because you flew up 10 feet when you came out of the water. So it's not where it's not where you're at, but they did hear a splash indicating someone's underneath of them. But not where you're currently at, so they can't target your direct position at the moment. Yeah. Unless they have blind sight or something like that, then they do not know where your character currently is. They just know that there's a splash of something underneath of them because of the stealth roll. Alright, and then I'm going to mark that you're at 10 here. Yeah, a distraction could also help keep their eyes off of you. And then, let's see. Medusa will go. You'll notice 5, 10, 15, 20. She'll lean over the edge as she looks around for that splash sound. And she look for a moment, it kind of looks like her eyes almost meet yours, Red, but then she moves her eyes past you. She does not seem to have true sight, or true sight for that matter, at least from the Medusa. As she scans around, doesn't happen to see anything, she will look back over towards where your allies are, and she's going to hold her action. Night 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Goes on a dash. So a mirror image is still up. And it's going to step 1 over. And then, let's see, what's its range? Oh, put that over. Vision. Why is that not? There we go. Okay, it does not happen to see the party members behind the cover, so it will hold its action nonetheless. Anything in range of it to respond to, the thing will go kind of speaking towards the direction of the party. saying, "Oh, come now. If that's all you have, I don't want to waste my time killing you. If you're done, just say you're done, and we can talk it out." Yeah, I mean, it is a skill check. You could incite as an action in response to his on your turn. Um, he will. Yeah, he's just gonna maintain the dodge action on his turn. Let's see. Anything else is a bonus action he's gonna do? He's not gonna. Can't. Nothing for the Medusa can help him here. But he's actually not gonna take the dodge action this time. He's gonna actually throw a mirror image on himself instead. That's what he'll do. That's gonna be the end of his turn. So E, it is your go. As you hear Fang's words, sounds like it's kind of booming in a way, kind of echoing in this chamber.
Okay. Oh, shit. I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Sure. Buddy
Oops,
is
sorry, I
no
didn't mean to
longer
send it
in
twice.
Daydream Land, as a note. For the guard.
Yep. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's about all I can do. And I will pass from there.
Okay. Let's see. Mark that as such. Turn broadcasting off. And that is 20 for the platform. Okay. He is going to actually burn his reaction here against maybe any hindsight. And he's gonna speak and say, "I take it if you're using illusions, you don't plan on talking, small one."
Oh.
In your direction, E.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
Okay. It is still your turn. He responded as you moved up, technically, so you can speak if you'd like to, but are you gonna end your turn instead? It does seem like he is the only creature capable of true sight. As you entered his true sight line of sight, he called you out with your action. The other creatures don't seem to react towards you. They kind of like are looking that general direction, but he's the only one who seems to be locked his fox eyes on you. You'll see like demonic sigils rotating in his eyes as he looks at you.
Oh my god, I don't know, man. I'll tell him. Fuck, I don't know. I'll say, I guess not.
Okay.
Fuck you, nerd. And I'll end my turn.
Okay, so he said he might be willing to speak, and then you flew up. He says, "I guess you're not gonna speak." He sees you, and then you say, "I guess not, nerd." Fair enough. Lycan, it is your go. E, you do notice that the Medusa is focused along with their longbow in the direction of the entrance. As a note.
Like towards where we were entering?
Yes, yeah, where Lycan and Kalora would peek out. She has her longbow there.
Okay.
You could definitely also see that the Arcane Knight is holding an elemental bolt, but you get the feeling that he might be just out of range now that he's on the upper platform. But if you get any closer, if he happened to see you for whatever reason, he might be able to hit you. He does have that held reaction at the very least going alongside the Medusa. There's the only two that have held actions right now.
Okay. Yeah, well, I got nothing I can do.
Hurt.
Bonus action, nothing. No.
This is tough, man.
Yep.
I could try that if they weren't gonna kill me straight away, and if I give my health back, they could still kill me, and also I lose the turn. I have to wait a whole nother turn before I can do the dispel.
I mean, you have Sanctuary,
And then Uzi
which
said that
can
they won't-
help reduce their chances of hitting if they fail that Wisdom save, but that's all you have going for reducing opportunity hits.
I was hoping to get the temp HP Twilight thing going, and then Kalor could get it too.
True, you could wait another round and just see how things play out. Buy yourself some time.
Ecclesias could be dead by then.
That is true. He did just curse back and call Fang a nerd.
The
Yeah,
Texans
it
are
worked
so
so
far
well
away.
last time.
He could. It did work so well last time. He could have easily just talked to him and tried to sugar him up to give you some extra time to recover, but he went straight for the nerd call out.
All right. Here's this. Probably there's so many of them. Even if I roll max temp HP, they're still gonna be able to down me because of the multiple people there. When they get their fucking turns back. Fuck it. I got nothing else going on. I'm gonna Twilight Sanctuary
Okay.
so that Kalora and I get the temp HP. Okay. Do I get that first?
That is the end.
Or
of
do I
your
get that when my
turn.
turn ends? Ah, fuck! Fucking. Ah! Well, I'm gonna fucking Sanctuary then. Because normal
Okay.
Sanctuary myself as a bonus action.
Sanctuary is
I'm gonna
bonus
walk
for-
into sight.
Yeah, I'll double check for this, but I believe that is the case. Yeah, ends its turn, so. Walking line of sight. You are out of range for the Arcane Knight due to repositioning, but you are not out of range for the Medusa. The Medusa will burn its reaction to try to target you with the longbow. In order to do so, it must make a Wisdom saving throw. What is your DC?
My DC. Oh, my AC or
No, your
My
DC,
DC for the
because
bow?
it is a Wisdom saving throw that it makes because Sanctuary.
Oh, right. Sanctuary. It's not on my sheet. Why
You
is
can
that?
change the spells back to Wisdom if it got messed up from Character Mancer or something like that. There you go. 17.
17.
It fails. It must choose a new target, and it doesn't have one, so therefore it wastes its reaction. Sanctuary saved you.
Whew. Okay.
It also gives a Kalora chance to re-peek, unless the Arcane Guard's gonna get his turn, so he's gonna get his reaction back, but otherwise. Burns
Yeah,
that.
that was all my things. That's actually good that I stand here then. I keep thinking there was what else was I gonna do? Was there something else I was gonna do? That's wrong. That should be 6. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind then. Sanctuary saved me. That's it then. Actually, how far is this drop again? The drop
40
from
feet.
this cliff, 40 feet.
Yep.
And if I went over, I would have to.
If you go
I'll take
with
full
the
damage?
if you go with the water, you're fine. But if you were to jump off or fall off, then you would take 4d6. But if you're going with the water and it splashes, then it's fine. As you know, the water is draining, so eventually that won't be an option. But right now you can go with the water and get down. Though, getting back up is going to be the next issue.
Christ. I'm trying to think about what the long-term plan is if I
That would
can
be a good
survive.
You know, I'm going to give you an extra minute here. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. So I'll give you an extra minute to think about it.
Because I know what next turn will be. Should I make it to next turn?
I could attempt to aura vitality so I can heal both me and you.
It's just so far away. The dispel magic thing's like really all I can do. Almost, I can do some spells, but I have to roll a D100 thing.
And there has not been. Fucking hell.
What are the banned schools? Necromancy, Evocation, and what's the other one?
And
Is it...
conjuration.
Okay, I don't have Conjuration. I can give people AIDS again. It's not gonna do much. What's the range on AIDS? 30 feet, never mind. It's not worth it. I've got like Guiding Bolt. Fairy Fire I can't use. I don't have Guiding Bolt prep, never mind. It's Evocation anyway. The Dispel Magic thing, because if it fucking fails, I'm fucked. Because I can't do anything else. If I go down there. Got the lucky. There's so many enemies too. I mean, even if it gives me the ability to use evocation spells, maybe it'll change everything. But again, I do think they can just two-shot me. They won't two-shot me in this round, but in rounds after that. So, question: if I go, am I have a better shot of dispelling this guy from where I am up in the thing, or should I move down and get closer?
You're at 105 plus 20 for elevation. That's 125. You don't have an opportunity to hit him from where you're currently at. You're 5 short, or 5 over technically. You'd have to get closer. The only problem is getting closer, because when you drop 40, that puts you even further away, technically speaking, from where you're currently at. You'd have to swim closer and then get an angle on him from the distance below, which is 100. So you'd have to be 20 feet underneath of him. So in order to hit him, you'd have to be in the water at the furthest, at this distance, at the furthest, to hit him with 120. Which means you have to trek all that water. Oh, sorry, my thing's not broadcasted at the moment. There you go. So here you go. This would be the closest that you could get to. Could you see the line here?
Okay, yep.
You'd have to swim from there
like
to there.
in the water there.
Yeah,
and I'd have to assume that he hasn't hidden himself from me within that time.
Within that time or anything like that, yep.
I can probably get there if I do nothing on the subsequent turns, but I don't know how you guys are going to be in that time. Because if I have the Sanctuary... How long does Sanctuary last?
It should be... If you pull it up for you, it should be a minute. Unless you attack or break it, yeah.
Yeah. So if y'all can last for like 2 rounds, I can probably get there and then try the spell thing. But if it doesn't work, then I'm kind of fucked.
You have to get there though without being hit, and these creatures don't have to hold their actions. They can use their multi-attack as well, because you're currently, aside from it's able to see E, the only creature within line of sight.
But he's still invisible, right? Or does him speaking take it away?
No. He's still he is still invisible. Technically, those creatures can try shooting in the direction where he spoke, but only the creature that's the fox can see him directly. So the fox can actually target him, but the others cannot target. But you're entirely visible to everybody. The closer you get, the bigger the threat you become, and they're gonna focus fire on you. Is the concern.
But won't the
Unless-
sanctuary disregard that? Won't they have
It-
to make the saves?
Yep. But if they succeed one time, though, is the issue for you. It's how much damage they
right.
deal. It only takes one to get through, and then you're drowning 40 feet down below at the bottom of the lake here.
God, guys, just
You could see
The
what he
odds.
says. You could see what he says.
it's a lot of risk for. I don't know if the reward is large enough
Yeah.
for the level of the risk.
Yeah.
So many things have to go right. But even if it all goes right, who knows if it actually helps?
You are still in a
dramatically.
position. You are still in a position to reset, and you have a whole bunch of knowledge on what they're capable of, how many numbers they have, things of that nature.
You mean like run away and come back, right? That's
Yeah.
what you mean.
Reset your fight. Yep.
Too many people have committed murder.
Red's kind of in there. I don't think Red will be able to get out.
They're not alerted to him yet. He might have to warp around the area to remain undetected, but he has roughly managed to do so far, because only one creature has access to see him now that you're aware of it. And he's currently underneath of its line of sight. So, it's possible for Red to be able to continue to evade its line of sight. He goes back under the water and goes under this, continues that under the water movement, and then as soon as he gets close to the edge, back to where you guys are, just dashes with his fly at 160. He could do wrap around the corner.
Is there something I can do to make myself able to shoot him from here with dispel magic? Can I increase my range of spells at all? Is there any way to do that?
Only sorcerers can with heightened. But you could levitate yourself as one of your abilities, as long as that doesn't fall itself on the ban list.
Take another action. That'll make it take even longer.
But it would allow you to avoid the movement issue, but it would put you again in the open, and then you would take 46 fall damage if you were to lose consciousness because levitate gets dropped. Yeah, whole lot of risk here to continue this one.
I'm sorry, guys. I just don't think it will work.
Okay.
Either way, my turn's done. It's just really where I want to end my turn. I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
the Ecclesias gets the
Risking being open, but see how things go, but not committing to going too far in case they knock you down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand in. Let me roll my. Is it 2d8?
No, it is d6 plus your modifier for your temp HP. Yeah, cleric level. So 6 plus cleric level, so 10.
Isn't it 2d6?
No, I believe it's 1d6.
Haven't I been rolling 2d6 for people this whole time?
I believe you've been rolling 1d6. Let's see, you grant temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your cleric level.
You were rolling 1d6 before.
Okay, I'm just tripping then. Sorry, guys. Sorry to drag that out. Okay.
Alright, so is
And
there anything
then-
else that it gets? Oh, maybe, let's see. 6, that is. Oh. Cleric 4 wouldn't have given him 2d6. If Twilight Cleric has a higher level, it would be 6th level that he would have got. 2d6 if that's Cleric's next benefit. Which I believe he gets something else at 6th level. He's only 4 levels in Cleric. For reference.
I could have sworn I was rolling 2d6 previously in other sessions. I can't remember the reasons why I roll which dice because I can't remember. Like, there's so much shit on this sheet.
It would have to be from one of your items, which I don't believe you have. Was maybe the moon necklace? No. Yeah, that's just,
Maybe I'm thinking of one of the monk things.
you get 2d6 dice on your. You might be thinking what you're thinking of is when you activate your arms. That's 2d of your martial arts die. When you explode your astral arms, it's 2 of your monk die. But this is 1d6 for your cleric. I think that's what you're thinking of. That's 2d some dice.
Right. Okay. Sorry to
No worries.
drag on. That's
Okay. It was
yeah,
worth
Anderson.
clarifying.
Yeah.
So
10 temp HP. That's good.
Arcane Guard. Gates its reaction back. Only sees you Lycan as a threat standing out there. It's going to immediately throw an elemental bolt at your position.
Make a wisdom save, fucker.
Oh. Wisdom coming up. 14 fails. Doesn't get to attack. No other targets reposition. Ends its turn. Kalor.
Okay. Go up. Shit. Yeah, I can't hit anything. Actually, I'm gonna retrace my steps. I'm gonna try Aura Vitality.
Okay.
Just hang on.
There you go. It is an evocation, so it is an attempted roll.
Woo.
That
Yeah.
succeeds.
97. Hey, okay, bonus action Lycan, 2d6.
Do I roll that?
Do you want me to roll it? I'm
What's-
not
I
even
don't know.
typing it.
Whatever.
Hee hee. So yeah, dropping concentration on blur and then
Right.
redoing concentration on
Mhm.
Aura Vitality. And yeah, I'll just go back down again.
Are you applying that to yourself, or are you applying that to like preference?
So I'm applying that to Lycan, the
Okay.
healing. Also, with the healing, doesn't say line of sight, so I can technically just heal Lycan from.
Correct, as long as he's within the 30-foot radius of you.
Yeah.
So you can
Okay.
you can heal him behind a wall. Also, Lycan, gain additional 9.
An additional 9 on top of the 9 I just got.
That is correct. You succeeded in casting Aura of Vitality. When you succeed against this repulsion effect, you get an extra ability on that spell or ability, whatever is denied. So, you actually roll 2d6 and then double it for your healing on Aura Vitality for this entire minute.
Damn.
So any
Okay,
spell
Lycan, have fun.
you do succeed
That's
with,
huge.
it actually empowers you.
I might not go down now if they attack me. Maybe.
Before I go turn the corner, I'll just wave goodbye. All right. But I will end my turn here.
Okay.
And then. Yippee.
So, as noted, if you get a fireball or something else, different effect. But it is a powerful bonus effect that you get by succeeding against the resisted ban. Now that one of you has succeeded. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one dashes over to here to reposition. To begin clumping up. Okay, that's gonna put you up 80, will put you at 90. Are you dashing to get the other portion of the movement? You are 10 feet off the water. The platform is 100 feet up, 80 will get you up to 90 feet, putting you 10 feet underneath the platform. Well within range to dash to fly over, but that would take your action. Or you'd have to wait another turn to be able to move and then do something. Unless you want to purposely, like, instead of flying 80 straight up, you kind of fly a little bit to the south of it, so you can try to get an angle if you're going to go for like a banishment. But if you want to get in melee, you'd have to wait one more turn if you wanted to be able to move and then open up on him, because 80 will only get you to 90. Okay, so taking a little bit slow, going to 80 and then holding till next turn. That way you can do movement and hit up. Okay, bring yourself close, hurt. So as noted, you're at 90. That's just your movement. Is there anything you want to like prep as your action or bonus action? Because you're flying straight up and you're not coming in contact with anything, it was only because you came out of the water that caused a stealth roll. You don't need a stealth roll at the moment. The creature can't see you. You're behind full cover. Even though he has true sight, he can't see you because you're underneath the entire platform. So no need to do stealth roll. You're just at 90 feet, and you just have the ability to prep your bonus action or action this turn for next round. Or you can hold there. Because it's a potion, most actions and bonus actions will break it. Because it's a standard potion of invisibility, it's not a greater invisibility potion. Any spell that you cast or any hostile action that you take. Taking another potion, using a magic item that doesn't constitute as casting as a spell will not break invisibility. So if you have anything that meets that criteria, you could do something as a prep. But yeah, if you cast a spell or do something hostile, then that would break the invisibility. Like you could, if you had, for example, you could prep like a potion of giant strength or something like that, taking this turn without revealing your invisibility, something of that nature as like a prep option, for example. If not, you could at least take the dodge action just to be on the safe side. Cauldron of Potions, Talus, that plus 2 AC, Bless and False. Yeah. Well, it Bless and False Life spell is casted without concentration. So that does cast a spell. It just doesn't apply concentration on you. So that would be the issue. Cauldron of Potions wouldn't work without breaking invisibility. Figurine, bonus, Shield of Faith without concentration. It's still activating a magic item to cast the spell. It just doesn't have concentration on you. That would also be considered invisibility breaking. It'd have to be using a magic item to do an effect that doesn't cast a spell. Okay, the dodge action heard. Alright. Dusa regains action, looks towards Lycan. And bonus action potion, heard. Common heal, heard. That goes through just fine. Lycan, disadvantage. Not disadvantage. Wisdom saving throw first. I don't know why I thought you had that one had player. Wisdom first, normal. 2d4 plus 2 for common health. 18 does succeed against you, Lycan.
Ruh-roh.
Normal attack.
Who's attacking me? The Medusa.
Medusa. 15 does not connect against your armor class though. So that will miss. Wisdom saving throw, second attack. 14 fails, no new targets. Wisdom saving throw for last attack. 18 succeeds. One attack roll coming at you. 17 also misses. So I believe you're at 22, correct?
That's right.
Alright, so that will stop the attacks. Let's see. You have Shield of Faith on you currently at the moment? Or is that, do you not have Shield of Faith? Because that shows
Me?
turned, yeah, it shows Shield of Faith's turned on, putting you at 22.
I thought 22 was just my new base. I thought we talked about this at some point.
Double check.
So that came up like one of the combats in recent weeks, and I
Staff of
was
Def-
told
Staff of
that
Defense
is
gets
my
you-
ammo class now.
Yeah, Staff of Defense to get you there if it's active. Let me double check. +1 to AC from resistance. Because if it's so, then you could get up to 24 armor class if you were to use your Staff of Defense. That's why I'm just double checking for you. +1 to AC. +1 to AC is 2 bonuses to AC. Yeah, do I
I think
have
I
it
dropped
turned on
the
that way?
staff so I could get the braces that give me the extra punches.
Okay, so yeah, +2 to AC from that. You have Wisdom at 18. Sorry, for 5 +3 Dexterity is 18. Yeah, 20 should be 2 from your items, and then your Wisdom and your Dex against 10 is 20. And then Shield of Faith was turned on. If Shield of Faith was on you, then it's 22. 20 without Shield of Faith. 'Cause
What?
I'm not seeing another item
That can't be
bonuses-
right. I feel like we've gone over this a few times, and I was satisfied that it got to 22.
I can double check.
And I
here.
feel like the staff was meant to put it at 23.
Let's see. It still misses, just for reference. 17 doesn't hit you, but I'm just double checking. So.
Because even having 22 AC has not really helped me at all because of the fucking damage I take every time I get hit.
Yep. Let me just double check here. Cloak of Protection, Warring Skill +2. Okay, for now we'll leave it at 22 for time, but we'll double check that for reference. Because I am noticing that on the global AC modifier, it's saying that that +2 was coming from Shield of Faith, and that's why I'm just double checking for that reason.
What's for like one combat? Do you want me to tick this off?
So no, we'll leave it on for now. We'll double check the items, but just to save time in combat, we'll leave it as so. But I'll double check that with you afterwards. We'll go through all your items just to be safe. So it still misses. I just wanted to see if there was a quick confirmation on that. There is not going to be, so we'll continue as so. That's the end of its turn. Arcane Knight moves into position and holds, as he is not within range of you due to the height difference. Question is, does he move into range for you? That's 20 off of level with you. That is 115. So he actually is in range. So I just wasted his reaction earlier. Alright, that's my fault. All good. He will then shoot at 115, targeting you, Lycan. With Elemental Bolt as a knight, he gets 2, so he will fire 2, but he'll do some same first. Of 2. 12 fails, 13 fails. Doesn't get to shoot another one. Bang will go. It'll say, "Such troubling divinity," as he looks over towards you, Lycan, with your sanctuary.
Lycan's in a lot of pain.
Mhm. Let's see. He will say, "Well, if attacks directly are the issue, I'll just have to improvise. And then he will
God
let
damn
off a
it.
delirium blast as an AoE effect. As a
I'm gonna
4th level
assume my
spell.
Invisa friends are gonna stay invis, which is fine.
But since he is able to see where E is with his vision, he is actually going to position the explosion to hit you and E.
As you do.
So I do need to both of you give me intelligence saving throw.
Does the Ruexither thing give me advantage on this?
It gives you resistance to the psychic damage, I do know that. Which is going to help you here in terms of staying alive.
Okay, no advantage though.
Yep. So, let's see. Oh, you're still set to Whisper, but that's a
Booyah!
natural 20. Let me turn you off Whisper, but you do succeed. You'll take a quarter damage technically because of your vestments. So that is 36 damage. You'll take 18 at half for succeeding, and then 9 because of your resistance, Lycan. So that just eats a little bit of your temp, still leaving you with 1 temp. And then E, that is going to hit you for that 36, but you did fail, which does incapacitate you.
Fuck me.
Which does mean your concentration drops, and that does mean at the start of your turn you're no longer flying. So that does mean you drop at the top of your turn, down to the water.
Okay. Sorry, how much damage did you say I took?
36.
Ooh. And a con save.
Well,
You
This needs to
would
be high.
normally
I need to roll a save, 'cause
you
you're
would
dead.
normally make a con save, but because it incapacitates you, you lose concentration as you go unconscious from the incapacitated.
Oh.
But yeah, normally you would roll it.
Okay.
So you'll not. And then let's see, you're under half HP, so that's that tint, and then it's gonna be the end of its turn. No, I forgot to. I actually gotta do this for the other time too. Okay. He did actually take some damage both times he casted that spell. Forgot to apply that for the first time he casted it, so I just doubled the damage this time around. And then that's gonna be the end of his turn. No, he actually has his command ability. Bonus action, recharge feature, command Medusa to burn reaction to fire at Lycan. Wisdom saving throw, Medusa. 13 fails. Burns his ability and her reaction. E, you're unconscious. You drop 40 feet.
Okay.
Roll.
You take
Is there anything
12 fall damage.
lovely?
Does that impact his death saves?
He's not unconscious. In terms of like 0 HP, he's just incapacitated.
Oh. Okay.
So, not unconscious and unstable, just unconscious and technically stable with 26 health. Is what incapacited's doing. And then it is until the end of their next turn. Okay, so you're just incapacitated, floating on the water as you body flop into it unconsciously. That's at the end of your turn.
And he's out of range of the aura, of the twilight.
Yes, because he dropped 40,
As
so he is
well,
now
right?
out of 20-foot radius. 30-foot radius, I believe, or 20-foot. Actually, well, it's 40-foot drop. He'd still be out of a 20 or a 30, regardless. So he will not be able to get at the end of his turn any temp HP. But for reference, it is a 30. Yeah, so he'd be 10 feet out of range. And then Lycan, it is your go. You do see E become visible as this delirium, this psychic, colorful delirium explosion happens. You see E just falls unconscious and begins falling down into the water and splashes. What do you do?
I drop with the water into the water below.
Okay.
I'll
As you drop
swim
down
to-
to the water below, you will notice the water is almost depleted as a note from the drainage up top.
That's okay, I might not get the chance to escape anyway. I'll swim over to Clecis's little floating body.
Okay.
You say he's like... He's
He's-
stable, but he's
he's-
unconscious.
Yes, he's incapacitated by the effect, so he still has health, but he is unable to do anything.
Can I, like, fake him out of that incapacitation?
If you have, I don't think greater restoration or lesser restoration would work. Technically speaking, it is a spell effect affecting him. It might be not worth it, but you could dispel it, technically speaking. But it is gonna go away when it goes back to the creature's turn. So
Okay,
since he's already had a turn, it might not be worth it.
Can I, like, push him behind me
Sure.
to give him, like, some sort of cover?
Yeah.
So if anyone tries to shoot him, they'll just end up shooting me instead?
I mean, this column in front of you is not destroyed, as noted, since it's not marked. You can get cover behind it and pull him like next to you behind the cover.
I will do that.
Okay. Half cover for yourself, and I'll say 3/4 cover for. I'll say, you know what, full cover for E, because you have the cover and your body protecting him, but you have half cover.
Okay. And, I can't do anything without dropping the sanctuary. Yep. I'll just ride it out.
All right. Arcane Guard will go. He's gonna take that. Let's see. Step here to reposition. Half cover to try to target you. Does the Wisdom saving throw first. And 4 fails. Wastes his turn. Color.
Hey, I will bonus action heal myself for
2d6 and then double the result.
So 14.
Yep.
Okay. Then is this guy over here on the same
Mm-hmm. He's
on the same level? Okay.
Yeah, he is directly across from the party at that distance. It's only above that its elevation of 20 from
Yeah.
reference here, or 30, 20 from reference from you. This guy is technically 10 feet under. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
10 feet under.
I will
Just across and then down.
disadvantage revolver. 17
Hits.
hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will also arcane jolt that.
Hurt.
2d. It was 2d6 for arcane jolt, right? I just
Yeah.
brain fart.
Nope,
Not
you're
that.
right.
Yeah.
Using it for damage or for healing.
For damage. You can't
Okay.
heal with anyone around me.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then I'll disadvantage.
The places
Shoot
of
him
death's
again.
door.
Oh!
You will notice he attempts to shield, but his armor class is too low, so he burns his reaction and gets hit. Anyway, 9 is just enough to kill him. Guard goes down, falls into the water, splashing.
Nice. Okay, and then
1 enemy down.
I'll go here, and then I'm not in position for Lycan's thing, so I won't take that. But yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Arcane Guard will go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Steps where the other one did and repeat the same thing. Attempts to hit you, Lycan. Keeping up that distraction for red. Very least. Wisdom saving throw fails. Sanctuary holds true. And then red. It is your go. Dodge ends. One creature still holding its reaction. Another creature is reaction expended. I'm actually mark that one with the one because that's misleading. That one still has its. Only if it has a 1 marker, means it has a held reaction to do something. If it has a orange marker without a 1, that means its reaction has been expended. So Medusa's was already expended because of the Fang telling her to shoot at Lycan. The other one has not had an enemy within range just yet, so it has not activated its reaction. He was able to take the guard out pretty easily. The guards don't seem to be on the same power level as the knights or the Medusa. You can. Yeah, I mean, if you fly over the platform, I would say as you fly over the platform to get up to him, you'd be able to do so. That creature to the right can't see you, but you will notice the fox, his eye kind of darting over and following your movements as you see sigils in his eyes. Okay. Go for banishment. How will he respond? He'll respond arrogantly. He counters spells at a higher level. As his reaction. Would you like to return and attempt the counterspell? Okay, exhaustion. Okay, so not going for a counter, but going for the action surge, try to push another banishment out. No, you can, but you'd have to roll against it. Is what happens. But he counterspelled at a higher level, so it means that the DC is going to be higher. You would roll a 1d20 plus your spell modifier, and if you roll higher than what level he counterspelled at, like let's say he counterspelled at 5th level, it's a 15 DC. You would roll a 1d10 plus your 1d20 plus your spellcasting modifier to try to get 15 or higher if you were to cast it at 5th level. Doesn't mean you can't counterspell. It just means you have to roll against it. So you could cast a 3rd level counterspell and attempt to roll against it first. Yes. Yeah, you just burned his reaction. So if you don't want to risk burning your counterspell to see if you try to get it through the first time, you could just action surge with the level exhaustion and try to get through a second time, and he won't be able to counterspell. But here's the one thing to keep in mind. If you don't want to risk the counterspell, you just became visible because you did use a spell, and there is an arcane knight that just heard you cast banishment, and he does have a reaction available. Yes, that one is the one who has his reaction available. Okay, to try to bait it out. Speaking of which, the one at the right is going to make a disadvantage attack at you because he did have a held action, so he's not going to hold it for counterspell, because he doesn't know what you're doing, but he is going to then do that disadvantage elemental bolt of lightning at you. 15 misses, so the one on the right held reaction goes to expended, and then trying to bait out are you action surging the Shadow Blade, or are you... Because, yes, it is a bonus action, but you already casted a 4th level spell, even though it was counterspell. So the only way you can cast another level spell at the moment is if you use action surge. Yeah, otherwise you'd be casting 3 leveled spells in a single turn, which would be pretty strong, pretty insane. Okay, so just committing to the action surge. Got it. Going for a grapple instead, okay. So, let me grab him. Yep, grapple, yeah. Got it. Let's see. So, that is going to be a contest. Remember correctly, let me double check here. Grapple. Yep, it's a part of your attack action, it's a special melee attack. And get one free hand. Trying to remember here. Where is it here? Yeah, you try to see, so yeah, it's attack roll via strength athletics check. There we go. So he can choose acrobatics or athletics in response, and you initiate the grapple with an athletics. Okay. That is a 23 for his acrobatics. Yep, we just get anything else to it. Do it again as your second attack, heard. Normal, dex, acrobatics, submit. Okay. 13. Oh, 12, darn. I don't think you have anything that buffs your skills on you at the moment. And Kalora is nowhere within range to Flash of Genius you either.
Or in line of sight.
Yeah. I'll double check if you have any other items that can help you here. Let's see. Actually, if I'll give you one option, because technically speaking, if you were to try to grapple him, you took the 1 level of exhaustion to action surge, correct? So at 1 level of exhaustion, you would have had disadvantage on ability checks with 1 level of exhaustion. So if you would have wanted to do something else, I'll allow it, because technically you would have done that at disadvantage, and I don't think that would have made sense to do. You would have your entire action for your action surge, because you would otherwise, if you want to try grappling, you would actually attempt your grapples at disadvantage, because that immediately would put disadvantage on your ability checks, and grapple is an athletics check, which is an ability check. So you want to cast another spell, a different spell or something like that, or if you want to attack with your weapons instead of doing grappling as ability checks, you could do that. Or you can risk the disadvantage if you want to go for the grapples. But I just realized I just turned the exhaustion tracker. That should have been applied when you action surged. Okay, you're gonna go back for greater invisibility. Okay. Yep, just try to, and then move him back into cover, I imagine. Some of your remaining movement. Okay, so staying there with Fang able to see you. Yeah, as noted, when E came in with his greater invisibility, he spotted him at 120. But it's only the fox that has the true sights. So I'm just double checking if you're gonna stay there. Yeah. So just try to keep him at disadvantage on his spell casting by staying within melee range of him. Okay, heard. Just want to make sure that's all clarified for you. Medusa will get her turn. She saw you appear, that disappeared. Doesn't know where you are. So she's going to again still try to deal with Lycan for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And take the half cover. Say 5. Take the half cover to hit you, Lycan. But first do a wisdom saving throw.
That's right.
18 passes. She will go to roll normal. 22 hits.
Do I lucky after hearing that it hits, or do I have to say that before?
Yes. No, you respond to the attack roll as it goes to connect you. And then let me double check if Lucky has a range on that as well. Lucky. When you're
I
hit
think
by
so.
an attack. Let's see. No, I don't think so as well. Roll a d20. Yeah, no. So you're able to expend one of your lucky die to force the creature to reroll. Or no, you roll a 1d20, and you could choose the attack roll or the other creature's roll, and then they add their modifier. So 5 plus modifier, or what it rolled plus modifier, which it rolled a 15 without modifier.
I'm gonna go with mine.
Sounds good. 12 will not hit you then. That was first attempt, so second attempt, wisdom saving throw. 24 passes. Second shot, 14 misses. Third attempt, wisdom, 25 passes. Normal, 26 hits. Would you like to lucky again?
Lucky.
Okay. Roll a 1d20. Her current roll is a 19, not including modifiers. Going for a
Take that
7
one.
instead. 14 will not connect. 2 lucky absorbed, and you survive another round. Good job.
Jesus, we're fucking cooked. fucking 3 attacks, and that's just fucking one person.
Yeah.
The other 2 are for fucking AoE attacks. We're fucking done. I can't fucking survive here with doing nothing.
Let's see. Arcane Knight. What will he do?
He's either gonna ready for when Red comes back, or he's gonna take a shot at me.
Yeah, I think priority is protect Mr. Boss Man, so he's gonna ready an attack. He's gonna hold his glaive up, ready to swing. And this one will, let's see. I don't think it's gonna move that far away from its boss here. I think it's gonna move up to here to get in 10 feet. And then, let's see. Yeah, he's just gonna hold a attack as well. But given his distance, he's gonna hold a elemental bolt instead of his glaive. In response to anything else that comes in range. Bang will go. Reactions back. Does he recover his ability? He does not, so he doesn't get command over Medusa. And let's see. What shall Fang do? He will step 5 feet here. And he is going to Misty Step as a bonus action. His staff will glow. He'll then turn back to you, Red, and say, "Quite a valiant attempt. I would have done the same in your position." And then he's going to use his action to Eldritch Blast, targeting you 3 times. You counterspell the Misty Step, or counterspelling the Eldritch Blast? Misty Step? Okay. Okay. So in response to that, he will not counterspell your counterspell. He'll use his action to... What does Eldritch Blast do? So as he goes to try to step down on the platform in a Misty Step, you counterspell it. He will instead kind of grumble as he says, I would do the same thing. Gets counterspelled. He steps back up to the top here. Actually, no. I don't think that's a valid platform, so I'll say he can't do that. Will he claw or will he go for disadvantage? He's gonna go for 2 Claw of the Abyss strikes as his melee attacks at you. With gang up, that is 24 and 27 to hit. That is going to be 17 slashing damage on the first attack and a con save. That will not succeed, so you'll take 14 poison damage fully. Bring up the first damage instance to 31. That makes that DC a 15 con save for holding greater invisibility. Yep, 31 all up on the first claw. That is con save 15 for maintaining greater invisibility. Think that math wrong. You have from 70 to -3. Yeah. No worries. You're at 71, I believe. Or 72. And then minus 31 will put you at 41. And then 16 passes. Second attack hits. Again, another con save. It is 14 slashing this time as a base. 14 as the poison damage for full effect. That is a 9 fail, so you take 14. That's 28 total damage. I applied your near death's door. And let's see. That is DC 14 con save for maintaining greater invisibility. That just succeeds. You maintain greater invisibility, which will save you here because the other two had their reactions ready when you became visible. But that's the end of Fang's turn. E, you are conscious. Sorry, I forgot to remove that off your thing. At the start of his turn, you would have became conscious.
Alright, thank you. I'm underwater.
You're on water currently now because Lycan had grabbed you, kind of brought him behind you, kind of giving you that full cover. So you're like on Lycan's back at the moment while he's floating in the water, dodging shots around the column.
Okay.
So it's 40 from the ground plus the distance as a note. So that'd be 100 for reference for range.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a YOLO here. I'm gonna. God, Red. I'm gonna attempt a. Oh, shit. What save is this? This is wisdom. Hi. I'm gonna attempt a hypnotic pattern hitting these two. I can't risk it getting red too.
Fair enough. I would say your character relatively knows that red's there, even though he's got a greater invis, because you see them like focused on that area, as if they're looking at something.
Yeah, good point.
But I'll say
I do have.
you were incapacitated. But I will say, as you regain conscious, you do notice they're looking at something there. You imagine that it has to be red because you knew that he was sneaking up. So I'll still say you're able to avoid him.
Thank you. So that's going to be DC's 18 saves for them.
Weird. Let's double check here. Uh, 16 fails, incapacitating the knight, and 25 success on Fang.
Oh shit. Okay. With that, I'm gonna move. It's 40 feet to get up here, right?
Correct. Yep, 40 feet and then across for movement.
You leave the Twilight range.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay in the Twilight range, I guess.
Okay.
That's about all I can do.
Yeah, next
I'll
turn
move
you could.
5 feet back.
If you move 5 feet back, you're gonna put yourself more at risk because you have full cover right now as you put your back against Lycan. I keep blanking. Not Lycan, yeah.
Then I'm going to.
And next
I'm
turn
gonna stay
you
here
could
then.
dash if you want to get back up top. But 1d6 Lycan plus 4 for ease, temp HP. 8.
8 temp.
Okay. And then
All right.
Lycan, it is your go.
Fuck. What a fucked up day.
It is a usual statement in this department.
This water's like drained now, right? I'd have to climb up there with my hands.
One more round. Top of the turn order, water will be out.
Alright, well, I'm in it now. That's too far. Oh, how... Ecclesis, are you looking happy?
I'm looking not super great.
He's looking alive on the other side, but not good, probably.
Red's probably fucked. I can't help Red. Alright, action. I'm gonna healing bandage Ecclesis.
Okay.
And from my reading of Sanctuary, that shouldn't drop Sanctuary because it's not an attack.
It's a hostile one that breaks Sanctuary. It's invisibility that no matter what spell you do breaks, but Sanctuary it has to be hostile. Yeah, you're able to do that.
6 healing Ecclesis.
Thank you.
Alright. And I'm gonna spend my full movement to try and get over here.
Okay. Now, are you swimming in that case? For reference?
Yeah.
It'd be difficult terrain to keep in mind. Without a swim speed.
Okay. I can still bonus action.
Now,
I'll spend a key point.
as a note, just for frame of reference, unless you have some form of teleportation, fly, or climbing, there is no platform here that is climb upable unless you're gonna try climbing the walls. Like there's no ladder or something like that that can get you up to the top of these raised platforms because it just keeps going up from the gate, the main door.
Yeah.
So the only way to get
from
up
here,
that way is to the south, just as a note.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Is this over here within 120 feet of this?
If you want to be on the 120 feet from the water level, it's 40 plus 60. So 20 feet would be, make sure I'm broadcasting, yep. 20 feet would be here. That'd be 120. You gotta get to that tile.
I'm just gonna... How movement was that? 5, 10, 15... 20. Oh, it's fucking difficult terrain.
It's difficult, yep. Every tile's 10.
Okay, bonus action, key point, step of the wind to double my movement.
Heard?
85, or is it 90?
Uh,
45
should,
on
should be 90, and then technically
Yeah.
you would move 45 feet worth out of that 90 because
Okay.
the difficult.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So I'm underneath this little bridge thing.
Yep.
But they'll just move up the top, and the sanctuary will hopefully protect me because I've only got one lucky left.
It's been doing good. Having that high wisdom saving throws has been helping you up.
Hang in there, Red. I can't help you, but maybe I can make this guy easier to hurt.
All right. With that in mind, Kalor, it is your go.
Okay, bonus action heal on me. Okay, 12. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Now focus my attacks on the Medusa.
Sure. So going past the guard, going for the Medusa.
Yeah.
Okay. 16. A disadvantage just hits Medusa.
Oh my god. And
13.
then I'm gonna just call it that one thing I like to do.
Jolting for damage.
Yeah, jolting for damage.
Hurt. Applied.
Okay.
You tell she
And
has a high
then-
durability in terms of toughness, because she is not close to wounded yet, but you are getting shots in.
Ah!
That one though will not.
Yeah, no. Obviously. And then back into my high hole.
Alright, let me just reduce one more round off that spell's timer. Oh, I gotta move you over one for just a second. I'm over here just for a second so I can reduce that. And I'll move you back. Just because
Just
that was a
game
little bit off the
glitching
mark. There you
through the
go.
wall.
Oh, good. Alright, so... Arcane Guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll kind of go towards the edge of the platform. Seeing you kind of swimming around on the... floating around as you're swimming, Lycan. He's gonna come down and do a wisdom saving throw. Or go over and make a wisdom saving throw. Guard. Wisdom. Against 18 is a 13. Does not do anything. Fails. Ends turn. Red, reaction is back. It is your go. It is all bright light, as noted, when you first entered the area. There's purplish flames that are lighting each of the scones around the structure. So you will get the damage from Shadow Blade, but otherwise not. Okay, grapple will be at disadvantage, as noted because of exhaustion. Changing your mind? All good if you do. Just want to make sure. No worries. Yeah, if you want to do something else, you can take an extra moment here to think what you'd like to do. Yeah, because you have that exhaustion, so anytime you do an ability check now is going to be that disadvantage. Yeah, he went for the gamble, and it is not paying off. He's put himself in the bad creek and far away from his allies, and the process. Okay, going for the grapple disadvantage, Herd. He's gonna do acrobatics. Luckily he rolled low, it's a 10. You could still roll above a 10 with disadvantage. One more time. 13's looking good though. Alright, 13 succeeds. He is grappled. Movement speed is 0. Okay, trying to go for a free fall for 100 feet for 110 movement. 10d6 damage. Because you're falling off that 100-foot platform. Okay, I will say he'll roll 10d6. You'll take some damage simply because you are also falling in the process, but he'll absorb more of that damage. So he'll take 15d6. You'll take 5d6. He'll take half of yours as you use him as a cushion, but you still are falling 100 feet. So he's not gonna completely absorb. He's just a body.
Holy shit. What a play.
If that's what you'd like to commit to. Okay, so that is 17 damage for you. And I will publicly roll his 15d6. He takes 40 damage.
That's a lot of ones. Aw.
It is considered bludgeoning damage, but falling damage cannot be reduced by resistance or immunity. So the only way you could absorb falling damage is via like Stone's Endurance or something like that, like deflect missiles or something like that, technically speaking. Shield or absorb would not work. Shield would raise armor class, and absorb would only be against elemental damage. Yeah, I mean, I would allow you to use a bonus action, use a health potion, because I know that your character, whereas he's about to go drop him in the ground, he needs to take a potion before. Sure, I'll allow it. 44 plus 4. And then you apply 17 damage afterwards. He takes 40. So, 14 healing. And then 14, and then minus 17. So technically you could minus 3 off of your current health. Putting you at 10 on Death's Door. And then he takes 40. He is still outside of wounded, but is injured. And you are now off the platform. You're now in the water. There. Yeah, he's still grappled. Yep, his movement speed is still 0. If you wish to drag him around in any way, it's half your movement. So, you grappled him, that was 10, and then you fell. So, you have 10 feet of movement expended off of your 80, and then you're going down at difficult. You can go to the bottom of the lake here. You'd just be able to get to the bottom with difficult. Okay.
Is he still invisible? So I just watch the fox guy just fall off the edge.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just he's acting like he's grabbed by his vestments, and all of a sudden he's like moved towards the edge and then just falls and it splashes. I do need a con save actually, DC 10, to maintain that greater invisibility as you do hit the ground, taking that damage though. Speaking of which, for you, Red. Just passes with a 2. Almost the nat 1, but managed to hold on. You maintain greater invisibility. Perfect. Alright, as a note, as you pop a health potion, grab him, and then take him off the edge to throw him down, and then now you're holding him at the bottom of the lake. We are at 3 hours, 30 minutes in. Technically at play. I know you had mentioned time being something as going too late. Do we want to leave it here at the top of the turn order for next time to resolve this encounter? Because you still have several other targets as well. This is reference to the group, not just for Red, obviously.
I vote to possibly end it. I am getting a bit of.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
already like
roboting,
one
so...
and 1:15 for Todd.
Yeah.
That's why I noticed time, and I was like, I know you mentioned it, so I'm like, okay, let me just double check first.
The tension is so high.
Yep. That's a good cliffhanger,
What a
though.
play.
The cliffhanger of the end of the scene
They could
is
swing
Red
it.
going down with Invisible taking Fang down with him. Is
If Fang dies, maybe the rest will give up.
is a good scene to go. Is a good scene to hold on as a cliffhanger for next time. Yeah, both of you in theory would. I mean, in theory, he'll probably start drowning first because he didn't have an action. He didn't have a response to hold his breath. You did have a knowledge of holding your breath. But yeah, let's leave it here. We'll leave it with that cliffhanger of you taking him down, and then we'll see how the drowning method works out for the party next time.
Jesus Christ.